Hi everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Ben Taylor podcast, the home of marine industry insights. Today we're talking all about textiles, and we're here with a manufacturer that is based down in Australia that supplies the world with these things, and we're going to learn a lot about this space. So, could you introduce yourselves, a little bit about the company, and then we'll go into everything.
Sure, I'm Niamh, and this is Sonya, and we have a business called Three Beaches Textiles. And it's manufactured in the Glenraven Sunbrella Mill in America. Some of our fabrics are also manufactured in France, and then we have distributors in America and in Australia, and the fabrics designed in Australia, woven in America and France, and then warehoused in America and Australia and ships out all over the world.
Right, okay, right.
And it's been a decade in the making putting that web together.
Yeah, because it's quite an interesting kind of supply chain around textiles, because countries have their specialities and special techniques, materials, all that kind of thing. And then basically from their expertise, it's then in a certain geography, and then it kind of needs to come together, be assembled, all that kind of thing. And then finally on board yachts, in hotels, luxury resorts, all that kind of thing.
Yes.
So can you give us a little idea of the strengths of the company, why you're so good at this, and how it's kind of all set up?
I think one of the strengths of our business is that we're unique. We're also Australian, so we design our own fabrics in our Gold Coast studio in Queensland, and then they're milled in some of the best world-class facilities around the world. So I think that makes us a standout in the first instance. Also, in terms of the design of our fabric, we really love pattern and colour, and you don't always often see those sorts of types of fabrics when they're being sold as performance and outdoor fabrics.
So where did this company kind of come out of? What was the big pain point and problem that people had that made you start a company?
So I was working on a small residential property development, and I had a vision of what I wanted the outdoor space to look like and the fabrics to look like, but I couldn't find what I wanted. And at the time, I was studying at the Australian Institute of Creative Design, and Sonya actually wrote the interior design course there and was a teacher in one of the subjects. And one of the subjects
so you wrote
was on...
the book.
You literally wrote the book.
You humbly sat there, but you wrote the book.
and I have to tell people that because she did that. It's quite impressive. Anyway, so I went to Sonya. There was a textile subject, and told her what I wanted to do. And Sonya actually lived just a street over from me.
Yeah.
So she came over to my house, and we planned this collection, what it would look like, the colours, and we went about printing it as an outdoor fabric out through dye sublimation. 3 months later, the blue fabric was purple. So, because it had faded in the sun, and this property was right on the water. Yeah. So then we went down the rabbit hole of looking at all the different compositions, and we tried weaving samples with different leading manufacturers. And we tried manufacturing in Australia, but unfortunately for a variety of reasons that wasn't sustainable.
Okay.
And that led us to essentially having a meeting with Glenraven, and when they saw what we had produced, they offered to partner with us, which was really exciting because they are the benchmark.
So you find that USP, you find the unique element that nobody's really been able to achieve.
Correct.
And so it's right, partner up, make it into something, make it more available to the world.
Yes.
There was a real gap in the market for exciting, colourful and durable.
Good looking stuff, not just like this horrible coarse material that's more like sitting on a wire fence or something.
Correct. Right. Or more than a stripe and a plain. And look, everybody loves a good stripe. But there's more to design than just your plains and your stripes, and we really saw that gap in the market, and thought, we're going to go for it.
And so that collection we called the Coast Collection, and it's still hugely popular now. 11 years later.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And so, what does this become? So you've got that material. That's going well. What kind of clients do you start serving as a result? How did that lead into what you do now with supplying a lot of high-end resorts, large yachts, all that kind of stuff?
It was very grassroots.
Right,
We really just started when the first rolls of fabric arrived. We actually had just hired a shed and just sat the rolls in there, and we were manually cutting them.
Yeah.
And
that's like the hardcore start.
It is.
Seed, isn't it?
It definitely was.
And when you're weaving fabric, you can't sample the product before it arrives. So it's actually an incredible investment, monetary wise, to make. And so you're sort of really putting all of your eggs in one basket, and it is somewhat of a risk.
Yeah, it's scary. Yeah.
So you take the receipt of these rolls of fabric, and it's only then can you start cutting it up just for sampling.
Yeah.
So when
so it's not sold at that point.
No, that's right.
You've bought it. You've
We've
designed
it. We've woven it. We've imported it.
Free samples out of it.
And then we've got to cut it up to promote it.
Yeah.
And that's how it started. And slowly we would move into bigger premises. But definitely for the first few years, it was Sonya and I pulling, or your sons pulling the rolls off. And eventually we got a rolling machine and just slowly started making our way, and then started partnering with larger industrial textile distributors as
get into bigger projects, all that kind of thing.
And as other companies became excited about our fabrics and wanted to partner with us. And fast forward now, where it's warehoused in huge warehouses, and we're not involved in the
cutting.
No, we're not involved in the cutting and
anymore.
dispatching, and all the samples are professionally made in bulk now, and all of that sort of
not
thing.
hand cut.
We cut every single little square to start.
Okay,
Yeah.
and I know we mentioned this before, but take me through that buying journey that happens now. So when a designer or a CAD comes out with a vision for a resort, an outdoor area, maybe it's somewhere on board a large yacht, how does that go from kind of a vision and a concept into sourcing this material and then being able to put furniture together and make it into whatever they need?
Do you want to answer that question?
So essentially, either we or the designer, external designer, will create the concept for the fabric. And then initially we will finesse that design, even if it didn't originate from us. So for example, if it's being specified in a large beach club resort and they have a particular branding, colour, so forth that they come with, and then we'll take creative license with that and do our thing. And then we send those files, the artwork, to Sunbrella, and our artwork is woven into solution-dyed acrylic fabric.
Right.
And then when it's ready to be collected, it'll either go to our distributor in America or our distributor in Australia and be warehoused there. And then when one of our B2B clients, so hotel, shopping centre, marine industry, whoever it might be, when they want to place an order, it's cut and dispatched in the warehouse and shipped out to them the next day.
Right, okay, right, with you.
I think something that's been a really important part of our journey through building this business is actually educating a lot of the interior design and architectural industry. We, obviously we found ourselves early on in the piece trying to procure and manufacture what was supposed to be an outdoor fabric on something using a fibre composition such as polyester. Which is still actually widely, what's the word I'm looking for?
It's widely used, right?
It's widely
that's common
used,
practice,
and it's also advertised, commonly advertised by other textile and fabric houses that it is fit for purpose for outdoor and performance use.
Right, okay.
Now,
that
polyester,
fit for all uses kind of phrase, that kind of territory? Yeah.
Now, polyester does have a really high rub rate, and it's great for indoor use. But once you actually take it outside, it's like rope. So once it sits in direct UV for a period of time, it just actually starts to disintegrate. And there's a lot of polyester type, occasional outdoor fabrics on the marketplace for purchase. So what we've been actively doing over the past decade as part of our business is actually trying to get the message out into the design community and specification community that, these are all of the qualities that you need for the fabric to be able to perform in an outdoor or direct sunlight space.
Yeah.
So that's been a big part of our journey.
Yeah. I always
Yeah.
think the marine environment's so brutal. I mean, from everything, from electronics, the whole materials on board textiles. It's salt, it's UV, it's probably quite used quite a lot. Might be wet, dry, everything. Like
Specific to
correct.
the marine
It's
industry.
a really good example.
It's a great example.
Yeah.
Specific to the marine industry, another really important thing that often when we're speaking with people is they're very historically used to using a vinyl outside,
Right, okay.
and they're worried about the thought of putting a fabric outside. But actually, we've got some great case studies where maybe on the same seat, there might be vinyl on one part and our
They're
fabric
right
on
next
the
to each
other.
other. Yeah.
And 5 years later, the vinyl might have been replaced twice. It's cracked, and our fabric still looks
Nice. It's like a before and after
fantastic.
reveal, isn't
Yes,
it?
and also vinyl, it heats up. So if you're
Hot.
on the back of
it's
the
not
boat,
melting
you're
and
putting
stuff,
a
isn't it?
towel down to sit on
It would in
it.
Dubai.
Yeah.
Okay, and what's the vision looking forward? So the kind of strategy to grow, where the core values of the company that people are really appreciating, the service side, the product side. How do we grow and get more people using this kind of textile?
For me, a lot of it is part of education and also brand awareness. You know, we're partnered with one of the world's best outdoor fabric producers and performance. It's also a performance fabric as well.
So it's in the background, you've got all these great partners and this great product. It's now get it out there, market it, make sure you guys are engaging online and in person at events with different sectors, different industries, so that you can really push this and show how good the textiles on board could be.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it's a mixture of reviewing our digital space and making it easier to educate and communicate with our customers digitally, but also coming to events like this, boat shows where we're meeting with key partners face to face, building those relationships and them seeing the product, putting it into their own projects and building trust and confidence in the brand, and knowing that we're a trusted source to come to for their fabric needs.
And it's readily available.
The main thing is, what I love about the fabric is it does what it promises to do, and so we feel really comfortable about manufacturing it, selling it, which we know that in this world not everything does that, and so the fabric does what it says it's going to do. It performs.
Good, awesome. Thank you so much. I've learnt a lot. The audience will have learnt a lot. I like to think I know a reasonable amount of textiles because we've got a family business of textiles, but I've never thought about it in this depth and the requirements and how much a textile can vary. Like there's a lot to it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Always check for the years in warranty, not the hours. Because a lot of people, their warranty is on hours.
On hours.
Years. You want years.
That sounds ridiculous. It's like hours of use. And
That's right, hours of sunlight.
Really?
That's true. You can go and read the fine print.
Okay, right, top tip there. Well, thanks for coming on the podcast. Thank you, Sonia.
Thank you.
Niamh.
Thank you.
Everybody, if you find this content insightful, make sure you're following here to see plenty more of it. All being well, we'll see you again next time. Bye for now.